walking alone, the streets are empty. The only thing I can see is my own silhouette. I'm getting stronger, step by step. The clock is ticking, but there's no time for regrets. I've been flying from town to town, from London to Taiwan. I've been all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight. Yeah. We are heroes tonight. We will fly above the sky. We are heroes tonight.
Yes, people, welcome to our fourth and final video of the day. I'm joined by Gini and Kenny. How are we both doing, guys?
I'm good, mate. Thank you.
Nice. That's always good. That's always good. Always nothing. But we've got 9 games, well, 8 games and 2 postponements to talk about, and then obviously a league pick team of the week. So should be quite an easy, chilled stream, to be fair. Get involved in the comments as well, as always. Let me just move that. There we go. Perfect. But we're going to start off on Friday night, which was in fact Brighton versus Palace. It's actually our first weekly review show. We've got new graphics as well, which works quite well, I think. But Gini, I'll start with you. These two love a good draw, don't they? I think they certainly can't help but just draw. That's all they can do against each other, really.
Yeah, crazy, innit? I think it's been like 3 out of 5 games it's ended 1-1. So I think if you're a Palace or a Brighton fan, you know the result before you even go. And it ended that way again. I'm starting to feel so sorry for Palace. Although Brighton were a much better team, obviously a missed penalty and a goal disallowed. But the way Palace are losing these games is just, honestly, I really do feel bad for them. They fought hard for that win, and then their defender goes and puts it in the back of the net to only get a point. And that's been the situation throughout the whole season as well, with Palace late conceded goals. So I do feel bad for them. But I said it at the start of the season in the Premier League predictions, I think Brighton will do really well this season, and they are such a good outlet, such a good team, play great football. They was also missing Bissaka, and I still thought they were really good. So it was a good game to watch. Great derby, lots of fan trouble as well. So you love it on a Friday night.
Yeah, I mean that's just what Friday nights are about. But to be fair, if if you were a betting man, 1-1 is the result you should have gone for.
Yeah.
Now, I cannot remember what I went for in my Premier League predictions, but if I didn't go 1-1, I'm going to be pissed. Just with myself, really. Bionac says, hello, who's 6? That is Gini. That is Gini. Yeah, big up, Niall. I'm just nearly finishing work. Love to see it, Ravi. And fuck off. Is that a world? It
Yes,
is what it is. It is. We got more bots. Love to see it. Smash up the likes and sub. It's for man like Morgan. Yeah, it is. And actually, our subscribers have been going absolutely mad. We're on like 688 now, which is just insane. Insane. But Kenny, talk about this match. It certainly was a little bit more insane. What did you make? Because there was that penalty claim, weren't there? There was all sorts. A disallowed goal, wasn't it? Just everything. Basically, disallowed goal kicked out of Butland's hands. So, yeah.
Well, a certain RJ said Brighton will be relegated. But moving on from that, I thought
he did.
I thought, before I talk about the decisions, I thought Brighton played really well. And I thought Brighton massively deserved the win. But the thing is, what I've noticed every time in this derby, especially at Brighton Stadium, is that Palace have like one shot on target every single game and they score it. Palace has scored the last 4 shots on target against Brighton. It's mad. It's a crazy stat. But I thought Brighton were really, really good today, and I think Brighton they they really have got back into form, haven't they? I know they had that really poor run, but they've gone back into top half, which is a really respectable position. And let's face it, they're only 4 points off us, and they face us as one of their teams in hand. So I'll be honest, they're probably going to finish above us. We're probably going to finish below Brighton, but that's just what United's come to at this point. But the disallowed goal, I can't really say much on, but
you can't argue with it. It was in Butland's hands. He's got two hands on it. Like, it's about as clear as a foul as you'll probably get in modern day football. I mean, judging from some of the things I saw over the weekend, I'm not sure what a foul is anymore. But that one, I'm still almost certain that that is a foul.
Yeah, it was a foul. The penalty, I think Brighton did get a penalty, didn't they? And then they missed it.
Yeah, I think it was saved by Butland, wasn't it? He had an absolute storming game, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for Butland, to be fair, because he literally he was supposed to be England's number one in like 2018, if you remember. Then he just fell. He just fell down. Stoke fell down with him, but I thought this was a very, very good game. I thought the two very good sides, overachieving sides, and I think I don't think it was a fair result, but you know what?
Yeah, it was a good game, Kenny. It was a good game. Do you think Brighton could have won? I think either of them could have won, but I think 1-1 with these two is probably the right result. I mean, it was 1-1 earlier in the season. It was 1-1 today. Seems about fair for both of them. I think they're both having great seasons. And you're right. You've just reminded me, RJ did predict Brighton would get relegated. I need to talk to him in the group chat at 10 p.m. First language, Danish. Second, English. Come on, we all share Bionic your term. Why? West Ham are so shit. Leeds, West shit. Because Russ Kenny as a kid, we don't want to teach him bad languages.
I'm a young adult.
I have swearing privileges. Look at my name. Wonderful. English, French, and Spanish. Lovely. Wonderful. Moving on. And this game was quite an interesting one. We did a watch on to it. This watch on got like 16k. Kenny, when I'm talking, zip it. We did a watch on to this one, and absolute mad. It got like 16k views, and Russ was in it for the whole time, which was good because you pretty much did need a mod in it. But I said in the watch along, I didn't understand what Thomas Tuchel was doing. As in the first half, Man City just won the midfield battle, absolutely terrorised Chelsea. So I said, why don't you go to a 3-5-2, bring on Mount to be able to connect the midfield and the defence with the attack, play him in that sort of midfield 3 role, and put Werner on and play Werner off Lukaku, and take off Pulisic and Ziyech, because I thought both of them they were invisible for most of the game. He didn't do that. He persisted with this 3-4-3 and then ended up losing the game because Kevin De Bruyne was a bit of moment of brilliance from him, really. But I also blame Thiago for this because I feel like Thiago should have put a tackle in or just committed a foul and took a free kick and a booking. So I thought there was some tactical errors from Tuchel, and you don't hear that often. But what about you, Gini? I mean, 1-0 Man City. It's always a game of chess with these two sides, isn't it? It's never going to be, a 3-4-0. It's always going to be like a 1-0 win. And it's been 1-0 in their last 3 games.
Yeah, for me, he was way too scared. He's thinking Etihad top of the league, and he's gone to defend. I think if they play similar to how they played against us, they could have nicked a point. They were so energised at us. They was at us for minute 1. You look at the first half. Yeah, they got caught by a great Salah goal and a mistake from Chalobah, but they win the game if not. So I just think the level dropped. I don't know if it was Lukaku's comments that spiked a performance at Liverpool, but I think they should have carried it into this City game. They were too dry. They were too stale. You've got to look at Lukaku, who says he doesn't like this style of football, but then misses 2 massive chances to go and get his team a point or maybe 3. So 2 one-on-ones, really. I think he's a brain-dead footballer. He's a great player, a great goal scorer, well-known, but he isn't cutting his reputation that he had in the Italian league. He's still got his Timberland boots on. And other than that, I think Chelsea just missed a bit of pace in the game. I don't like Ziyech personally. they miss Chilwell, they miss James. So I was expecting a City win here, and that's what we got. The robots did it again.
Yeah, they are just too good. But I do want to see Werner play a few games. I know he does miss a lot of sitters, but his pace is undeniable. He will stretch teams because he's got that pace to get them behind. And I just thought, get an extra body in midfield. Maybe a centre attacker might be better than having 2 10s that are just pointless and doing nothing. And then have a bit of explosive pace with Werner up top with Lukaku. You can play a bit more long ball then, because you can play it long to Lukaku. You can head it on for Werner, because Lukaku should also win most aerial duels going up against Diaz and Laporte. So I thought it was really poor tactically from Tuchel, and you are right, they did lack a bit of energy. I do think that, but Lukaku is out talking again, isn't he? So it's a madness with him. Stevie G is getting results these days. He is. We'll talk about that. Big up Joshi. Can we talk about Lukaku? Madness, really. And Brianna says yes for Russ. Right, okie dokie. Where's Ralph? I don't know. You lot are just chatting some shit. Actually, it was definitely you owe me a tenner. Okie dokie. Kenny, Lukaku. Does he really fit into this team? Because he's done interviews saying that he would love to go back to Inter Milan. He's questioned the style of football. Basically, I don't think he's enjoying Chelsea. I think maybe he was sold a dream of. I don't actually know what he was sold, to be honest. But what do you make of Lukaku? Because I honestly cannot see him staying past this year. I think that's what, nearly 100 million down the drain.
Yeah, I mean, the fact is that they spent about £97.5 million on him. That's just crazy money, and he flopped this hard. But I completely agree in that I don't think he fits in Chelsea's system. I think Lukaku's perfect for like an Inter system, a Conte system.
Yeah.
But a Conte system different to a Tuchel system. I know people are going to come at me and say, "Oh, Conte plays defensive, Tuchel plays defensive." But it's
no, they are different systems. You can see that at between Spurs and Chelsea. Maybe dare I say even Lukaku goes to Spurs with fucking Conte.
Yeah.
Maybe a swap deal. Lukaku goes to Spurs and Kane goes to Chelsea. That might be a swap deal that they can actually get going.
I mean, to be fair, I think Lukaku would do really well at Spurs.
I think Kane would be quite good at Chelsea. I think genuinely they may actually have solved a problem, because Kane doesn't really want to be at Spurs and Lukaku don't really want to be at Chelsea, and they'd probably both be happy to go the other way.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we've seen Lukaku previously. Everton played similar when he was there. You know what I mean? And Inter, of course, he did really well there. Conte. I mean, even when Mourinho was at United, you can't argue. He was quite good in Mourinho's first season.
He had good, even in his second season, he had good stats with United. It was only when Ollie wanted to sit back on his 6-yard box and play counter-attacking football that Lukaku became pretty ineffective.
Yeah, but I think Lukaku definitely does really work well in my Spurs sort of system, a Conte sort of system. I just don't think Tuchel's system allows him to do that. So
yeah. Russ says, I think Lukaku just expected the entire Tuchel to revolve around the. I think Lukaku just expected Tuchel to revolve the entire team around him. Yeah, and I think Tuchel's making a stand. I don't even think Tuchel really wanted Lukaku. Like, we saw the links with Haaland, and Haaland sort of fits his system a little bit better than the Lukaku. So I don't even think Tuchel wanted Lukaku anyway. It was mad, really. So yes, moving on to the next one though. Relegation fight. This one, it was a relegation 6-pointer. Turned out to be a relegation 2-pointer for both sides. Gini, Newcastle. Do you hold much hope for them this year? Because I know a lot of people because prior to a transfer window, everyone was talking about Kylian Mbappe, and they've signed Chris Wood. So I mean, anyone with half a brain knew that Newcastle weren't going to just start spending money on big name players, because who realistically wants to come to a relegation battle in the Premier League? Not many people do. But do you expect Newcastle to stay up? I mean, Burnley are all but down, but for me, Newcastle, I'm not convinced. I don't think Eddie Howe's got the know-how of getting out of a relegation battle. The only time he's been in one in the Prem, he got relegated with Bournemouth.
Yeah, I was just about to get on to your last point. They've got it wrong with the appointment. Eddie Howe wasn't the man to come into this job. Maybe in the summer when he's got the players so he can play his attacking football, but in a relegation scrap when your best player is injury prone in Callum Wilson or Saint Maximin, they're the attacking threats which he likes. He played well. He was well with him at Bournemouth, Callum Wilson, but he can't stay fit, so that's out the window. The appointment was wrong from the Saudis to do Eddie Howe, in my opinion, and I don't think it'll keep them up. I think they are long gone. It was this month where they think possibly salvage the season, bring in Sven Botman at the back. They need a lot of help there. Jamal Lascelles is absolutely terrible as well, and he's their captain. Sven Botman, but that move never came about. And then you go for Chris Wood. Tactically, yeah, when you look at it, taking it off Burnley, but you focus on yourselves, bring in a competent striker, maybe a quick one. In terms of Callum Wilson being injured, he's the complete opposite of Callum Wilson, so I can't understand that, especially for 20 million for Chris Wood. It is absolutely balmy. So I think in future, it's very bright, but this season it's very dull for Newcastle with Eddie Howe. I think it's wrong. I think if they want to stay up, I think he's got to go. I think they have to get a defensive manager that can just grind out results, because Eddie Howe really can't. You look at a relegation team, 1-0 up, just put every man behind the ball against Watford. They didn't do it. They chased that second and they got punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, Rafa's just become available. Maybe Rafa would be a good fit for this team, because I cannot understand Eddie Howe as an appointment unless they were just writing this season off completely and going, look, to be frankly honest, we'll go down, spend because Newcastle are going to be the most expensive team, but they're the richest club in the world, and they're going to be in the Championship. You can bet your ass they're going to spend money. They're going to get promoted straight back up to the Premier League, and then maybe they can start rolling it out and start improving. But it's going to be a long road for them. And also, don't disrespect the Championship so much that it's just going to be, they'll get straight back up. They'll have to spend, and they'll have to be tactically astute. But Eddie Howe sort of does know how to get promotions suddenly, so I suppose maybe the thinking behind that might have been a longer process than just this season.
Possibly.
So it is mad. James May, who you predicted top gear, or presented top gear. What are you talking about, Gini? Eddie Howe knows all about relegation. Now I'm disliking because your motto a disgrace to society. Russ out, Max out. Russ out is just never going to happen, because without Russ, I probably wouldn't have half this shit. Also, we wouldn't have the Twitter account like that anyway. So yeah, Russ has done an awful lot. But Kenny, Newcastle, do you hold any hope for him? Genie doesn't, but I don't know about
you. I do hold some hope for him, but it was really dampened a lot because of the West Ham versus the Leeds result. Because what I was doing was I was banking on Leeds going down. I was banking on Leeds really struggling, but that West Ham result puts Leeds 10 points ahead of Newcastle.
I mean, just the fact that you thought Leeds would go down is ridiculous. I know they've been on poor form, but when they've got players like Rafinha, Jack Harris, and even Dan James to a degree, them going down, I mean, that's just absolutely shocking.
Well, you did agree with me on my...
No, I didn't.
You did. I have video evidence of you agreeing with me saying Leeds are going to go down. But I do hold out a little bit of hope for Newcastle, just because I think Burnley are confirmed down and bottom. I think Norwich should only get 19. So really, but Newcastle are just fighting with Watford. I think I don't think Everton or Leeds will be there. So I think Newcastle is fighting with Watford. And I mean, ironically, this game, but I do hold a little bit of hope for them. But I do think they'll probably go down instead of Watford. I think Watford might scrape.
I don't hold any hope for Newcastle. I mean, you look at the managers around them. Dean Smith will know what a relegation battle's about. He's proven that with Norwich. Claudio Ranieri, he knows what a relegation scrap looks like in the Premier League. He's very experienced. Burnley have got Daishi. He knows all about it. It's just if he has even got players for it. I mean, another postponement, only played 17 games. I mean, their backlog of fixtures for March, April, and May looks absolutely disgusting. And the rest of them, I mean, Everton, I think, are fine. I think they'll be fine. I think, you know, if they've got any sense, and we'll talk about Everton, they'll just employ Big Dunk as caretaker manager. And oh, look at that. What's next? Norwich Everton. I am seamless there. I'm amazing. James Mayer's an honest PFC pass fan. I'm disgusted by your comment. You should be timed out for that. Kenny needs to be improved by repping Marcus Rashford.
What? I don't rep Marcus.
Kenny needs to be improved for repping Marcus Rashford. And before you start at Sancho, just know Sancho there. I have no idea. Ross clearly likes men. Coutinho got more goals and assists than Sancho in 20 minutes. Oh Lord. I swear Sancho's got a goal or an assist. I could be wrong, but
he's got one goal.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a bit later. But in terms of this game, Gini, Rafa sacked by Everton. Look, the result says enough for, you know, the situation at Everton. I don't think we need to really go into it. But the question I've got, I spoke about this earlier. Do you think Rafa was given a fair enough crack of the whip? Like, he was given enough time, I think, you know, midway into January. But do you think he was backed in the right way? Because I'm not going to lie, when you're getting Damari Gray, Andros Townsend and Solomon Rondon, I don't call that backing. Not when all the other teams are improving. I call that stagnating at best. I mean, Solomon Rondon, if you could name me a team in the Prem that looks at Solomon Rondon goes, get me a sum of that, I remain to be corrected.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I don't think he had enough time. You need a whole season to take Everton down, so he only got half. But he's a living legend for what he did. I think he was absolutely superb. He grinded out results like Norwich 2-1. I think he was absolutely brilliant. I'm shocked Everton sacked him, and that's my manager.
Norwich, they were actually pretty good that day. An assist for Brandon Williams may get into team of the week. You never know.
Generational talent.
He's not getting in my team.
You're right, Kelly. Your best left back is currently on loan at Norwich, but you know we'll debate that in a bit when we talk about United. But Kenny, Everton, was Rafa given a fair enough backing? Because, you know, apart from Damari Gray, that actually looked like a good signing, Townsend and Solomon Rondon, I don't think that's enough. I mean, you know, he had injuries as well. Calvert-Lewin was obviously out injured for a long time. Richarlison was injured, suspended, God knows doing what he was doing. Typical Richarlison things. But do you think he was given a fair enough amount of money to spend? I know Everton have been stung before, but you can't just sit there and hope for the best. You have to be proactive.
I mean, the fact is Everton, Rafa did not get back at the transfer window. While Damari Gray did a good signing and Townsend has been okay, he still wasn't backed. That's not enough, is it? Especially for a side like Everton. And especially with the injuries they've had this season, I really think that he wasn't given a fair crack of the job. Now whether he purposely didn't get many signings because he purposely wants to get Everton down, who knows? But I thought I did think.
I mean, that logic is just fraud at the best, but we'll move on that. In fact, I'll just say, obviously he didn't because he's a professional. I don't think he actually wanted to take Everton down. I also think Rafa's sort of management style is turn people on each other, and the fact that James Rodriguez went before the season started, didn't even know who Leeds' first game was embarrassing. And then they're falling out with Lucas Digne, and what Digne's obviously come out and said sort of after that, it sort of just shows it didn't quite go well. But in terms of manager for Everton, who disagrees that Big Dunk should just take it to the end of the season? Because it's about feel-good factor, I think. I don't think they'll go down, but I think you need someone to stable the ship, because you've lost Ancelotti, you've lost Rafa in such a short period of time. Give it to Big Dunk. He's already proven he can do it sort of for a short period of time. Give him a bit more of a longer period of time. See what he can do, because you might unearth a good, decent manager there. He's clearly passionate about Everton. Clearly loves the club. Gini, do you think Duncan would be a good sort of interim till the end of the season? See what he can do, because I don't think they're in any danger of going down. But
no, yeah, I completely agree with you. This season's a nothing season for them. The damage has been done now. They won't go down. They're not going to get anywhere in the top half of the table. They're out the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup. They've got Brentford. I wouldn't be surprised if they lose next week. But realistically, they're not going far in that. So it is a nothing season with them. So I do agree. The Everton fans absolutely love him. I think he loves the occasion when he took over them couple games. Won at United, he absolutely loved it. Yeah. So I do. I think it's a great shout. And then obviously the owners have to reinvest, and they have to bring in a brilliant manager of the Ancelotti type presence in the summer if they want to get back to being where they should be.
Or they might unearth during that time of Duncan in charge. They might unearth someone who's actually just perfect for the club, who, you know, is going to learn a little bit, but learning on the job is no bad thing. Go ask Wayne Rooney at Derby.
Yeah, you never know.
You're not guaranteed to do a shit job in your first one. It's a tough one, but I think, you know, when you've got the fans behind you, and for a club like Everton, who, you know, they want to win something, but realistically they're far from that, I think it does sort of help. Big up to Ramel, 80 million on Sancho, 70 mil, but okay. Bissaka got benched by Rashford at United. Well, that was because of pace. Should have signed Welbeck. He's got more goals and assists. Can't come on. That's sound. And we live in a world where Gini, who's one of the best left backs in the league, costed 25 million, but Bissaka costed 50 mil, and he's not even top 500 right backs in the world. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, that move was always a risky move, and I said at the time Max Aarons would be a better fit for United and not AWB, and it turns out that I'm just I can see into the future. United, if you want to hire me, I am available. Got a manager, career save. I didn't do too badly with you on FIFA, but now I've restarted FIFA, and now I'm with Liverpool. Doing quite well, actually. Top of the league by...
Niall's at the wheel.
I'm top of the league, 14 points clear on game 22. Signed Mason Greenwood for 60 million, 30 goals already. I'm cooking. I've got Foden on the left, Salah on the right, Curtis Jones,
Foden.
Yeah, Foden on the left, Greenwood up top, Salah on the right, a midfield three of Fabinho, Curtis Jones, and Wirtz. With my defence is Trent. It's unchanged. It's Trent, Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo with Alisson and goal. Not bad team. Cooking, I am cooking. I also signed Neto, and I've got Ferran Torres. Got Ferran Torres for when Salah gets a little too old, so I'm developing Torres as a replacement for Salah. But less of my FIFA save. Lukaku disrespected his so-called boyhood club. This is true. But moving on, just quickly touch on this. Wolves 3, Southampton 1. Good result for Wolves, but can anyone really be surprised by this, Gini?
No, I think Wolves are a tremendous outlet under Bruno Lage. Yeah, the way he's changed them. I think he's a refreshment from losing Nuno. I think it's a great appointment. It really is. I'd argue he's better than Nuno. The football he plays, how compact he is at the back, the quick counter-attack. I think they've got some great players as well. Wolves. Podence is a great player. They got Neto, who's not even back yet. And Neto is some youngster. So that's danger when he comes back into the team.
I feel for any team that's got to play against Neto under Bruno Lage. I really do.
I know.
He's got Trincao looking decent. What is Neto going to do to this team? I have no idea.
Yeah. But obviously, you spoke about Wolves goals at Southampton, bit boring, but I think you just got to speak about that Ward-Prowse free kick.
Yeah.
Bloody heck. The way that ball was hit was I've not seen anything. I've not seen a free kick taker like him. I'm a bit after Beckham, so I think he's the next thing that comes close from the clips that you see, and he is an absolutely phenomenal free kick taker. But he's a great player as well. You can't disregard.
He's one that I would have in the England squad just for free kicks.
Yeah, so would I.
I'm looking at our midfield options for England, right, and I'm like, yeah, okay, we can have Rice. I don't mind that. Calvin Phillips, I like him. He's all right, but I don't really see much of the hype. And I'm like,
yeah.
But with Ward-Prowse, I'm like, at least he's got something that he brings to the table. He's like Calvin Phillips, can do the same job in a double pivot with Declan Rice, but he's got free kicks, and for me, it's absolutely it confuses me how he doesn't get into the England squad because he's just that good. He is that good.
Yeah.
Mustafa, pay attention. They're talking about a club you're fighting for a Conference League spot. Question for a panel: who's the best free kick taker, Messi or
Ward-Prowse?
Ward-Prowse every day of the week. I mean, as Gini said, bend it like Beckham, bend it like Prowse. Like that's what it's like, and bend it like Randall. If you've seen it, you'll know what I'm on about. You lost the game 4-2, but bend it like Randall. Kenny though. Kenny, Bruno Lage, he's done a fantastic job with Wolves, hasn't he? Sitting 8th.
I mean, yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised this game had more than Buddy. 2 goals, to be honest with you. Without compatible of the defense. But, yeah, I think Wolves were, as always, they just... Wolves against sides below them are just really, really good. And they're so consistent against these sides. They can pull out, they can beat West Ham, they can beat Arsenal, which is why they're as high as they are. I'm going to be honest, Wolves are going to finish above us. They're so much better than us. I'm going to be completely honest with you. But I think the job he's doing is fantastic for a club who, at the start of the season, in the summer, looked in crisis and looked like we were going to finish at least 14th. They look really, really poor. And now Bruno Lage is coming to that club. I put a field of factor there, and he's going to finish above Manchester United, of course. And
big up Tyler in the chat. And Kenny, you said Southampton will get relegated.
A lot of people did. I want to tell you that much.
This one, Kenny, we'll actually start off with you. I said it yesterday. First half, I thought you were decent. Second half, I think Rangnick got it wrong. I mean, you could see Fred was having a howler. You could see Matic in the 60th minute looked dead on his arse. Cavani wasn't really having a great game. An extra body in midfield, bringing on Donny to just calm things down like he did against Villa in the FA Cup. Literally 5 days before this game, he brought on Donny, sorted out the midfield and went on to win the game 1-0. Kenny, why did he not do the exact same thing at Villa Park? You would have walked away with 3 points. You're 2-0 in the lead. How have you screwed this up so badly? Or how has he screwed it up? You obviously didn't play. Would have done a better job than Fred, though.
Yeah, I would have, to be honest. We could have had a pivot of me and Gini. I mean, we wouldn't have done that. Go on, Gini, let's sign up.
At least there'd be some fucking legs in your midfield.
Yeah, exactly. It's a sign us up, Man United. But in that second half, we just really put. I don't know how Rangnick didn't see it, because the fact is that I've said this multiple times. I've talked about this a lot of times. The fact that you on your StreamYard watching a match while you're looking at comments as well, watching a match can clearly see the problem in that game, which was the midfield and has been the midfield for the past year or so. The fact that you can see that and Rangnick, I just don't get it. I don't get why. I mean, the fact is,
maybe I'm the godfather of football that everyone's talking about. I'm not gonna lie to you. Rangnick has severely disappointed me with his style of play. Like, I was so excited, like genuinely gassed. I was like, oh yeah, He's saying a bad appointment. 4 great managers, if you include Conte, 5. 5 great managers. Moisey's doing his bit as well. He's having a little dance and chucking some water bottles around. He's having a great time at West Ham. I thought, do you know what? There might be a bit of a fight here, but Rangnick's come in and he's basically gone, what did Ollie do? You do that, but I want you to play 4-2-2-2. I want Ronaldo and Cavani up top with no energy. Play Greenwood as a 10, Rashford as a 10, and then I'm going to start making some dodgy changes and taking Greenwood off when Cavani and Rashford and Ronaldo have all done stinkers against Wolves. I mean, just everything he does tactically just seems to be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, you know that shirt, that's going to be us in a few years. That shirt you're wearing.
What, next up League One? you won't, because I do feel you'll probably get a Rangnick or a Poch, and I think both of them really.
Rangnick, whoa.
No, a Ten Hag or a Poch. I think a Ten Hag or a Poch will go to United, and I think he will fix it. I know a lot of people are like, what's Poch won? United don't need to worry about winning, guys. I think, there are a little bit of a distance between winning the title. I think what you need to do is get an actual rebuild, and Poch has proven that he can do that. Ollie clearly proved that he could not. But Gini, Villa, they're doing a great job and all of that. But just talk about United, because they need to be addressed. It needs to be addressed. The elephant in the room, Rangnick. Has he disappointed you? Obviously, as a rival, you're probably loving it. But in terms of just football, is it slightly disappointed you of how he's come in? Because I actually had high hopes. I thought it could be quite an interesting appointment, but
I wouldn't say. Well, he's not disappointed me. I've absolutely loved every minute of him being there. But I'm not surprised that it's not gone the right way. I was one of those that actually didn't jump on the bandwagon of he's the godfather of the Gegenpress. As everyone labelled him out to be, there was a reason why he was at Lokomotiv Moscow. To be honest, I'd never heard of him before. Before he joined United.
He's good in the advisor role. I will say that much. He's great in terms of building a club. I suppose the question's always been, can he... There's a difference between the vision and building it up sort of behind the scenes to getting that message onto the pitch with the players. I suppose that's a sort of step. And I think his biggest club was Schalke before this. So, it is quite a jump up.
Yeah, but when he goes upstairs, the board of director role, I don't think he'll do too bad. But he's come in to be a manager for a season, but a season that these lot thought they were going to win the league in. Probably the last dance with Ronaldo. He's come in as a board of director to go to a manager is one of the biggest clubs in the world. Yeah. For me, the appointment wasn't right. To get him as a board of director, I think great role. I've heard about him. He told Klopp to sign Konate. Konate is a fantastic player. I can imagine he is a really good board of director, but when he comes to manager, doesn't look like he's cutting it. I think he thinks it's career mode with that 4-4-2. No, 4-2-2-2.
No, he went 4-4-2 and he's gone 4-2-2 to 4-4-2 to now 4-3-3.
Yeah, so I don't even think he knows what he's doing. I think his daughter probably draws dots on a sheet and he just goes with it. But he's not had a great start, has he?
It does appear he's sort of making it up as he goes along. He's gone all German for the first few games, then he's gone Burnley, and now he's going to Liverpool. I don't really know what the vision is with this United side at the moment. Coutinho masterclass. That's why it was good, and we will talk about that because there's a reason. Remember when they all said Rangnick was Tuchel Club Steady? No for Poch. I don't think United are in a position to say no. Wait, is that Gini return of the century? It is. Big up Jay, and RJ's got to go.
Big up.
He's got to go name 7 world-class players for Argentina. The funny thing is, everyone tried to warn United fans Rangnick isn't an elite level manager, great at teaching managers, not so good at it himself. I think it's a bit like in Everton where you're gonna try and write this season off and somehow get top 4. If you do, it will be by a miracle. And the amount of individual brilliance you're gonna have to do is gonna be insane.
Top 4.
But maybe if you get a central midfielder, things might change. But I think in terms of the next 2 years after United, after Ragnick, I think it does look a bit more ambitious, a bit more positive, because Ragnick has proved that you put him in a role where he's there helping you get players, helping the director of football, being there around the club, advising what to do, maybe helping the manager giving his ideas, and the manager then takes it on and applies it to a modern game. I think that will help United. But I do think right now this is not good. And with what's going on with Martial, man management is now being questioned, and you've got to drop Ronaldo. It's the only way, guys. I'm afraid it's the only way. Look to the future. Look what Arsenal's doing with their youngsters, Saka, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, all of that. Look at what they're doing. Focus on your youth, for goodness sake. Done that one. Kenny question, what system and players and formation gets best at United? 4-3-3. Kenny don't need to answer this. 4-3-3. Play with Donny and Bruno. Get a DM who can just shield them. Donny counters Bruno's sort of rash. It allows Bruno to be the risk taker. Donny's a bit more conservative on the ball. You've got plenty of legs in the midfield. McTominay can come on maybe for a Donny and be in that box role, which suits him better. Play Greenwood up top. Sancho on the right, Rashford or Martial on the left. Tell Ronaldo to go away, and Cavani can just, I don't know what Cavani can do, but go from there. And I like Cavani, but clearly it's not working at the moment. Football has evolved. It's not the same anymore. These old school managers cannot compete at this top level. That is also a fair point. Why is Gini hiding? We want to see that Nivea sponsored face. Niall, does that work for low blocks? Yes. Well, United's issue aren't low blocks. That's a Liverpool issue, and they may have fixed that, but you never know. Talking of Liverpool, I am flowing into these perfectly. Talking of Liverpool, though, Gini, good win for you at the weekend. 3-0 win over Brentford. The game at the Brentford Community Stadium, which was always going to be difficult, 3-3, I think. But clean sheet, 3 goals. Minamino getting a goal on his birthday, so all good there.
Yeah, nice to see. And I think it meant a lot to Klopp as well. You see the way he reacted. He did his fist bumps at the end of the game. That's the most passionate I've actually seen him at the end of the game this season. So it meant a lot to him. Obviously, with the awkward situation of AFCON, we lose our best player in Sadio Mane, and you see the instant impact it makes at Arsenal. It generally is absolutely massive. People have criticised Mane, but you do miss him when he's gone. His directness, his pace, the way he runs at plays, and obviously Salah is irreplaceable.
I was just about to say, you also miss Salah as well. Don't forget.
Yeah.
And even Naby Keita to a degree. Even Naby, I think he can do a job.
Well,
if
yeah,
he can
Naby would
fit.
walk in right now. Naby would walk in. But Naby's a brilliant player, but that's the issue that you just mentioned, staying fit. But with what we had to deal with, obviously Thiago being out as well, who the record this season without Thiago is 33% win ratio without him, 100% with him, which is just absolutely crazy and shows how vital he is. But with the plays that played, first half an hour, you watch it and you think, oh, here we go, it's the same as Arsenal. It was slow, it was sloppy. Brentford getting a few half chances, but we come into our own. I thought Curtis Jones was really good. He's got a very bright future ahead of him. I thought Matip, so underrated, absolutely amazing. His mazy runs are fantastic, and it was a decent performance. It was one to give the confidence to the players like Takumi Minamino, who's going to need it in this massive game on Thursday, which is huge for us. So it was a win we needed and we deserved. And Fabinho needs to play up front because he's our best striker at the minute.
Just want to quickly touch on Hendo though. It's an awkward conversation right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's Liverpool captain. He's been instrumental in Jurgen Klopp's teams for some time now. Is his journey coming towards the end now? He is getting a bit older. Look, whilst he's there, he'll always be captain. I can't see anyone going hand over the captaincy, but I think there may be a time that you have to go, Hendo, I actually want to play a midfield 3 of Keita, Jones, Fabinho, or Jones, Thiago, Fabinho, or a different midfield. How do you think Jurgen's going to deal with this?
Yeah, his journey's not coming to the end. But in terms of a Liverpool starter, it is. Because, in my opinion, I tweeted it out, it's now justified when Thiago's back fit and Carty's back from AFCON. That is our strongest midfield. Henderson's been very poor all season, to be fair. But it's his presence on the pitch that keeps him in there. But now we have to move on. In terms of starting in our strongest midfield, Henderson doesn't get in for me anymore. He's quite predictable with his quick crosses that aren't so good. But he's brilliant to have on the bench. He's brilliant to have along the lads. He's a fantastic captain, fantastic leader. But on the pitch, he's not doing it at the minute.
And there's an argument that he's probably below Jones and even Harvey Elliott. I think he could be below both of them in a couple of months. I like Jones. I really like. There's something about Curtis Jones. I can't pin it yet. I can't pin it, but I'm not saying that I'm great at spotting talent, but I am. Because I spotted Greenwood. I loved what he did. Foden was predictable.
Yeah.
But then I'm looking at like the likes of Harvey Elliott, the likes of Curtis, and I'm like, there's something in them. You know when you just get that feeling,
Harvey 100%.
Yeah, there's just something in them that I think Curtis, it's more tenacity and a bit more drive and a bit more. You can see he wants it, and he's got the technical ability as well. And with Harvey, what he did getting into that lineup, benching half the players he benched, playing in central midfield. I think he's a replacement for Salah. Not yet, but I think as a wide forward in time, I think Harvey Elliott will be a replacement for Salah. But I don't know. I spotted a few. Max Aaron's right back. I mean, Brandon Williams, similar for Curtis. I think just tenacity and all of that. But I really, Liverpool got a few good youth. Tyler Morton as well. I quite like him. There's something about him as well. Matip up top, in my opinion. Hendo in the bin. Matip doesn't like to go up top because then you take away the adventure run. Also, he's really good until the last bit. The run, the adventure, and then it's like car crash.
The thing is with Matip's running is, you look how awkward he is. I don't even think he knows what he wants to do, and I don't even think he means to do it. But he just runs. He'll do a few awkward movements. He'll get through three people, and the thing that he knows what to do, which is shoot, he can't do it. So I think he should just try and ping it across the pitch, and it'll end up in the top corner with Matip.
Yeah, like no matter, or try and feed someone through it. His runs are absolutely hilarious. So I do love them. They are brilliant. Liverpool are nothing without Mane and Salah. They proved otherwise. Harvey Elliott back in team training this week. Big for Liverpool.
Massive.
That'll be huge for Champions League. Huge.
Yeah.
And you can tell with Harvey, a Champions League night at Anfield, he'll be like, yeah, sure, why not? I'll go on the pitch, yeah? Liverpool's best midfielder, in my opinion, is Fabinho. That's not even debatable. Hendo's always been so average, just got overhyped by Liverpool fans whilst getting carried by 10 players around him. I disagree. But the time is coming to nearly get him on the bench. Matip used to play midfielder when he was at Schalke. I disagree. Russ Henderson could pass with the ball. He is, but I think you need a little bit more than that. This one, I would put this as game of the weekend. I'm luckily enough, I didn't do Liverpool Brentford. I was thinking of it, and then I was like, we've got a few West Ham fans, sort of as subscribers. Let's do West Ham. And this game turned into a corker of a game. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely. I'm a whore for goals, love goals. And this had it all. It had everything. It should have been 4-2. I'm adamant on it. I know referees are playing it by the book, and it's literally word for word. But we have to engage part of our brain, guys. The ball's going in, even if it doesn't touch Rodrigo?
Yeah, Rodrigo.
If it's not, it's going into the back of the net regardless. He's on the line. It should have stood. Nothing stopping it. It was ridiculous. I didn't like it, but shocking. But Kenny, this game, it was a thriller. I absolutely loved it. And Leeds have proved a lot of doubters wrong, and they've grinded a result out. And I think the FA Cup game before, I think that drove Leeds, and they had to do it the hard way. 2 injuries at the start of the game, sort of in the first half, having to bring on Lewis Bate for his debut at the London Stadium, having to play against the likes of sort of Rice, Lanzini, and Fornals. It's not an easy midfield to try and deal with, but Leeds did a fantastic job, didn't they? Jack Harrison hat-trick. Jack Harrison, if he's not left winger team of the week, I don't actually I'll just take it out of everyone's hands, shall I? Oh, there we go. Problem solved. He's already in there.
Left winger. I've got someone in mind.
I frankly couldn't give a shit. He got a hat trick of goals against Leeds United, against West Ham.
Against United, exactly, against his own club.
They're fourth.
Exactly.
In fact, Kenny, just talk about the game before I actually hit you.
Well, I personally think Alanga should be in team of the week, but this game. I thought Leeds well deserved the win. I thought they were a much better side. West Ham, West Ham have been a bit strange lately. Right? I think at home in the London Stadium, they're slipping a bit more than they are the away from home. Because I mean, the the last 2 losses, both 3-2, and it was Leeds and Southampton. But I think West Ham, they should still, be around there. I don't think there's going to be damage for them. Leeds is a massive win for Leeds. This gets them further out the relegation battle. And yeah, they were good credit for it. They massively deserve the win. They should be able to stay clear of the relegation battle now.
Yeah, you'd think so, and the whole thing with Leeds, I thought they were fantastic. But on West Ham, just quickly, they have had injuries. Souček's not in the squad. Kurt Zuma's also injured, so they're not even at full capacity. Jared Bowen should have made it 3-3 if you do. Wow. I mean, how he's decided to chest it. They had Robbie Keane as well in the studio, and I think someone was even trying to argue that it was the right thing to chest it, and Robbie was like, "Nah, lad, head down in the goal. Like, it's not hard." But look, sometimes it happens, but you can't really criticize Jared Bowen. He's been such amazing form. Such amazing form. But West Ham did also have a game midweek. Not that it should be used as an excuse, but I think it is right to mention it, that Leeds, depleted side, did get a full week. No matter what Leeds players they got, did have a full week to sort of prepare for a game, whereas West Ham have had to play Norwich midweek at the London Stadium when other teams didn't really have to play. So David Moyes wasn't best pleased about that. But Gini, in terms of top 4, does this put the nail in the coffin for West Ham not getting it? You just look at the teams around them, and I know West Ham sit 4th, but the amount of games that other teams have got in hand of them, it makes it a really tough ask, I think.
Yeah, I think the coffin was being built when they dealt the injury blows of Ogbonna and Zuma. Honestly, they are so unlucky with the centre backs, because before it was a great outlet the way they turned over us. Chelsea, they were absolutely fantastic. I mean, David Moyes is doing a great job, but you can only do it to a certain extent where you got no centre backs, and Anissa Diop is quite frankly awful. But they're not going to get top 4. I to be honest, I think they'll finish 7th. I think they'll struggle to get 6th. They need their centre backs back immediately. I think Ogbonna's a really good underrated centre back, and Zuma was absolutely fantastic. He was good at Chelsea, and he really hit the ground running for West Ham. So I think that was the coffin being built. But a 3-2 to Leeds at home, that is definitely the nail.
Yeah. If United need a proper left winger, pick up Jack Harrison. People talk about how amazing Rafinha is, rightly so, but no one talks about Jack Harrison. He's a Vega winger. He is very good. He is very good. I mean, I do rate him. Is Bielsa a genius again? No, I don't think so. Kenny, we gave you Diop, give us Fred.
We'll take him.
Will Europa hinder West Ham for top 4? I think, if I'm being honest, Moisey should go full-blown Europa. Go for it. They might not win it, but go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it. Why not? They could win it, though. They could win it. And imagine that. Imagine West Ham winning it. Gini, you should be knighted, awarded MB, and given King of England because you're spot on. Diop is trash. And the last one, it's not a result, but it was meant to be the Super Sunday showing of the North London derby. I just want to briefly talk about postponements. Kenny, is it becoming a time where this is just becoming a bit of a joke and we need to just get these games going? Because, to be honest, you look at the backlog of postponed games, it's becoming a joke now.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, teams are just, right now, postponing games literally because they have big injuries to big main players. Burnley have just postponed the game against Watford. And I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. While a certain Cornet is at AFCON, I wonder why that is. But it's just become an absolute joke. The fact is, Arsenal had 1 COVID case. And I'm sorry, 4 more COVID cases, which is 5 COVID cases, is not enough to postpone a game. You can play players in those positions. I think the Premier League should do what FA Cup did and make players play youth players. Unless of course it's too much. Yeah. But I think that's what really should happen. It's becoming a joke now. Yeah. Injuries now to big name players should not be a reason to postpone games. We've dealt with it for decades now. Injuries to big name players. United have dealt with it a lot. I mean, even Arsenal dealt with it a lot. But it's not just because games get postponed now because of COVID. We can't just do it because of injuries.
No.
It doesn't matter if you got an injury to a big name player, or Man City get an injury to the whole front three, the whole midfield or something. Injuries happen to everyone. The fact is, you see Leeds 11. You see Leeds is 11. You see how Leeds play all their games against Villa, and that wasn't even their fault.
And Arsenal had no problem playing Leeds when they had a shit ton of COVID cases and injuries. But Gini, do you think we need more clarity from the Premier League in terms of cancellations? Because it does appear now that the precedent has been sent for 1 COVID case. You can get your game cancelled now.
Well, I don't think I'm the person to come to being a Liverpool fan after last week. Cancelling our game with 1 case.
Slightly different because that was false positives. Now, if you believe the false positives, that's up to you. But in a way, Liverpool did it slightly differently. Whether it's still right or wrong, that's not really a conversation. But in terms of clarity, do you think the Premier League needs to give more clarity on what gets a game called off nowadays?
Yeah. They need to put a statement on it. They did that 18 plays, but quite frankly, they're not sticking to it because there's no way Arsenal don't have 18 plays if they have 1 COVID case. Yeah. They fielded a full squad against us Thursday, which is like 2 days before. Mm-hmm. So unless they've all gone to Boris Johnson's party and picked COVID up from there, I don't know when they could have got it. So for me, it's crazy. They need to stamp their authority, and I think they will do in the coming weeks. To be fair, with all the criticism they're getting.
I just want to confirm it was not a party that Boris had. It was a business meeting. We must proceed to say the factual information. There was cheese and wine at a business meeting, and Boris was off his tits. Arsenal postponed it because Xhaka got a red card. Fuck Arsenal living in the past with invincible season. So Kenny rather have Rashford over Harrison Wanker. Oh my lord. Arsenal quick to moan about other teams. Then when they do it, it's okay for them. I agree. I just trust Niall in Niall for my info. No, it's a good trust. Is it even 18? But it was less than that. It's 13 outfield players, 1 goalkeeper. It's basically it. You know. 3 subs, 1 goalkeeper. Back to the old days, isn't it? But briefly, let's look at the tables. As you can see them covering Kenny's face. You've got City top of the league with 56 points. Liverpool a 2nd, Chelsea 3rd, West Ham 4th, Arsenal 5th, Spurs 6th, and United 7th. Gini, title done and dusted, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. There's next to no hope, really. They're just a robotic team, and you can't keep up with their squad depth, how good they are. I think they've been fairly lucky with how lucky they have been with COVID, being hit by COVID, to be fair, but they do deserve to be up there. With COVID, I think we beat Tottenham if we have a full-strength team. Chelsea as well, they've been badly infected by COVID. I also think people undermine the effect COVID does to you. If you look at like Trent, played his worst game of possibly his career against Arsenal, coming back off COVID. Fab was the same, Virg was the same against Leicester. Chelsea have been the same. They've hit a rocky road when they had COVID. So they've been fortunate with that, but they do deserve to be up there. There's no one going to stop them. You've just got to hope we keep getting the 3 points on the board, and the only way is win every game up until the Etihad and beat them there. But that's not going to happen. So, I think champions are first.
Ravi says, now scrap that. I trust in Kenny for my info. Lol. Kenny, stay still. It's for the best. Sure. United, a team for me, lol, 7th speak. Unless Pep gets hit by a train, they've already won the league. I think even if Pep, I don't obviously want Pep to get hit by a train, for fuck's sake, but if Pep was to be hit by a train, I think they still win the league, to be honest. You could probably put me in the City job and I would still win the league. I was like, yeah, do what you were doing with Pep. It's definitely working, guys. Julie, I'm sorry, stop deep foot in City. These past few games have been poor. In all honesty, they've got away with some games, especially a Wolves game. That's what makes champions.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
exactly.
That is what champions are about. If you get a bit of luck, if you scramble a few results, easy. No, me either. Battle of fourth, that is a bit more tight. So obviously, if United somehow win their 2 games in hand, they will go above West Ham. They would be joint. There would be 3 points behind Arsenal, and I can't see Spurs winning every game. But Gini, just quickly, who do you think's getting 4th?
I love how Kenny cheered when Niall said if United win the 2 games in hand, like you're going to anyway. But top 4, I think it'll be Arsenal. I think they're much improved side giving Arteta time, chance to build the role. I think Tottenham's Conte will definitely be up there, especially with the 2 games in hand. But I have a feeling Arsenal's going to nick it this year. The other team in red in this title 4 race is not even in the race. Their roller coaster crashed a couple of weeks ago. Sure, but it's between the 2 North London clubs. Kenny, we don't know you, pal. You thought you was going to win the league, finishing 8th.
I said second.
Second.
Actually, we're finishing 14th. Get it right.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Kenny's put me right there.
I still think United. I think when you've got that quality, they'll stumble over something that works at some point. And I just think with Arsenal, it's still a very young team. But I do think Conte's Spurs looks the most dangerous because they're not a young team. They've got experience and they've got Conte's know-how. I think, Arteta, he is a good manager. I think if Arsenal get 5th, I think that should be a good season for them. But I think they're in a fight. They're certainly in the fight. But Kenny, what about you? Who do you think's going to come 4th?
Unless Carrick comes back, United are going to finish about 10th. It's a very tight discussion. But I think Spurs will get 4th. I think Spurs, a couple of the games in hand as well, they've looked very, very good under Conte, in my opinion. And just the thought of Arsenal in 4th for me after all these years is just no, it's not. It can't happen. It can't happen. So I think it's Spurs 4th.
Yeah, they'll be in the Europa League next January anyway, so don't worry about that. Arsenal's not even a bad shout, heavily improved lately, but whether or not they can do it consistently till the end of the season is the big question. It is the big question, and as I said, young team, inexperience as well, and Gabriel is just a flat track bully, so they've got that as well. But looking at the bottom of the league, it looks a bit grim for some teams. Burnley may not even finish their season at this rate. But Gini, if I'd a gun to your head, who's your bottom 3?
It's the bottom 3 that's in there now.
Kenny?
Burnley bottom, Norwich 19th. Liverpool 18th.
Makes sense. And the last bit we've got to do, let me find that, is in fact team of the week, which will be very quick. Shouldn't really have too many United players in there, if any. Quickly, goalkeeper. Gini, who are you going for goalkeeper?
I'm going to go for Jack Butland. Saved the
Butland.
penalty. But yeah, it was brilliant all game, I think, Butland.
Kenny?
Jack Butland, actually.
Who did you say before that?
You will never know.
Ian Henderson, I'm guessing. Irons to go top 4. I don't think so. Dennis keeps Watford up. Yeah, he does. No more Burnley in the Prem. Love that. Goalkeeper Jose Sarr. Yeah, I think Jack Butland does deserve it. I think, very, very crucial. Max says bottom 3. Norwich last, Burnley 19th, Watford 18th.
Oh,
mad. Newcastle just survived. I applaud your optimism. I applaud your optimism, but I don't see where you're getting that optimism from. But right back, Gini, who are you going for?
Oh, it's between Kyle Walker and Luke Ayling. But due to the clean sheet, I'm going to go Kyle Walker.
Yeah, fair one. Kenny?
You know what, Trent? I'm gonna make him Gini regret his decision.
No, I don't think Gini does, but I'll go Kyle Walker. I thought he was actually very good.
You could have your right back in there. You could have.
To be fair, he fits that Pep system like a glove, doesn't he? He completely understands exactly what Pep wants from his wing backs, and that for me is key. Left back, Gini?
Brandon Williams. Pains me to say because I hate him, but fair play.
Kenny?
Generational talent, Brandon Williams.
Yeah, you're right. United's best left back.
Our two best fullbacks are on loan. One at Bournemouth and one at Norwich.
Jesus Christ. And centre backs to finish this back 4.
Maguire and Lindelof.
Oh, fuck.
One's Matip for me. I can't even think of the other one. Laporte. Matip definitely in there. I don't think
Chelsea.
Yeah, they didn't attack
enough
them.
to even to have a City left back.
Yeah. Oh, in fact, Connor Cody scored as well.
Shout.
Yeah, Matip definitely in there for me, but off the top of my head.
And Gahey.
Who's the other Wolves centre back? He's bloody brilliant. He was good as well. Max Kilman. Yeah. Actually, Kilman's made this shout.
Yeah,
Kilman and Matip.
I'll go Matip and Kilman. No, I'll go Matip, Kilman. Sad, Kenny, your vote's just become pointless. But who would you have gone for?
Yeah, I would have gone for Matip, but I would have also given a shout to Gahey for Palace. But he was really good.
Yeah. That's a fair point. Connor Cody played well, says Ross. Watford have Dennis Sarr back soon from injury as well. That'll be a difference maker. Yeah, I think so. Bionek says left back Digne. I thought he was actually quite poor. I thought he looked good, looked sharp, just didn't quite get it going. But I think he will. I think, with that Villa side, I think Target's just found his way to the bench. Unfortunately for him. But yeah, Digne, I think he is going to look good and is going to be sharp. But DM, Gini, who are we putting in DM?
Fabinho for me.
Yeah, I hear that. Kenny?
Matic.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? If it was just for first half, I'd probably give you Matic.
Can we change the first half?
Unfortunately, team of the week is for the full 90 minutes.
Can we have a first half team and a second half?
No, we cannot because we haven't got time for that, to be honest. For me, the next two, I'm going to go Jacob Ramsey and I am going to go...
Bruno.
No, I'm going to go Bernardo Silva.
Piss off.
Over De Bruyne?
Good point, actually, De Bruyne. I forgot about De Bruyne, to be completely honest with you, Jimmy. Bruno's up there, but no.
Why?
The first goal is not a goal; it's a mistake from Martinez, and the second one, good goal to be fair. Second one was a decent goal, but I'm not having that. I thought ultimately his overall play didn't match De Bruyne or Jacob Ramsey. I mean,
De Bruyne is shit.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for you, Kenny. But Gini, who had you gone for?
Yeah, De Bruyne. I think it was tough. Adam Eder played Cam as well for Norwich. He was brilliant. But yeah, I'm going to follow you. I'm going to go Jacob Ramsey, Kevin De Bruyne. Gallagher was also a great shout. He's such a good player.
Yeah, I mean, it's completely unheard of that one of the greatest midfielders Premier League's ever seen is unlocking Conor Gallagher. Unheard of. I never saw that coming in a mile away. I could never have imagined Patrick Vieira getting the best out of Conor Gallagher. I mean, Bionek says no shout for Coutinho. He was on the pitch for 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Look, he had a good game, but Jacob Ramsey did it for a full 90 and De Bruyne did it for a full 90. So, just based on just minutes alone, they win it. But Kenny, again, your votes are irrelevant, really. But who would you have gone for? I'm guessing Bruno's in there.
Fred and...
Now I know you're taking the piss.
Fred and, you know what? I'm going to give it to Jordan Henderson.
Right, so Kenny's picking worst team of the week.
Boy.
For right wing, who are we going for, Gini?
It's a tough shout. I'm a fan of Bowen, but I think just with the way he missed that chance in the last minute, I'm reluctant to put him in.
Greenwood did actually have a good game, but I don't know if it was enough. I don't know.
No.
But who's better?
No, I'd rather have Bowen than Greenwood.
Yeah, I hear that.
I can't think of anyone else that. It's definitely not Ox. Well, did
Ida for Norwich play right wing?
Yeah, he played like centre forward.
Bionak says Traore.
No, he come on. He only come on with like 15 minutes, didn't he?
For me, it is. I'm tossing and turning. It is between Greenwood and Bowen, but just because Bowen got the goal, I mean.
Yeah. No, Niall,
probably go.
No, you can't give it Greenwood.
Yeah, I'd probably go Bowen. Although that miss is. Russ has just saved our lives, Rafinha. Absolutely. How are we not even discussing Rafinha? He was pivotal to pretty much every goal Leeds scored, I think.
Oh, was it? Yeah, I watched that match today, so it's hard to judge because obviously I was at Liverpool. But yeah, I'll go with Russ. Russ's ball knowledge is elite anyway, so we trust him.
Yeah.
I was going to mention it, but I really want to play with him, so.
There we go, Rafinha. No, I would love Greenwood to be in, but Rafinha was pivotal. Jared Bowen did very well, but that miss is scarring me for putting him in here. And I thought Greenwood probably third best right winger of the week. I thought he did everything but get a goal. I honestly believe that. But Jared Bowen got the goal and Rafinha got, I don't know, Rafinha probably a hat-trick of assists or something. But up front, this one's an interesting one. But I'll let Kenny go first, actually. I'll let Kenny go first.
Striker?
Yeah, mate.
Ronaldo.
Oh, fuck off. Be serious?
Okay, being serious. You know what? I don't think he's going to win it, but I thought Ida for Norwich was good. Adam Ida.
Yeah, I thought he was very good. Gini?
Yeah, if we're counting Ida, I'll go with Ida. If not, I'd put Jimenez in. But yeah, we'll give Ida the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, I'd have actually gone Firmino, but that's just personal.
Yeah, it's not a bad shout.
Firmino ain't a bad shout. But manager of the week, so for me, it's got to be Bielsa, hasn't it? Oh, actually, no. I'm tossing and turning between Bielsa and Dean Smith.
Correct.
Yeah, I'd go with Dean Smith 100%. First win of the season, I think you've got to give it him.
Yeah, do you know what?
Beating West Ham is better than beating Everton.
Do you know what? We'll go Dean Smith. I thought, why not? Bionak says Gini and Muppet Ida played up front. Well,
No, he didn't. I watched the game on the Fire Stick. He was behind Pookie 100%.
yeah, he definitely looked that way. But do you know what? We'll just put Edo up there because why not? So our team of the week is Butland in goal, Walker right back, Matip Kilman centre backs, Brandon Williams at left back with Fabinho, Ramsey, De Bruyne, Rafinha on the right, Harrison on the left, and Adam Ida up top. RJ will be happy because Ida's in there. He's definitely gonna moan. What's De Bruyne doing there? What about Bruno? But
what is De Bruyne doing there?
I'll deal with that argument with RJ another time. But
player of the week is Brandon Williams, by the way.
Player of the week. Brandon Williams was very good, but he's in team of the week.
Come on, lads.
Good thing it's just on this week only. I know, right? I know. I don't really understand that comment from Rust, if I'm being 100% honest.
It's kind of what Mark said.
Oh. His goal was in his first 20. Oh, yeah. That makes a bit more sense. Someone give Gini a slap. Pedro played right wing. Okie dokie.
Pedro?
Yeah, João Pedro.
Oh, right. Okay, what's the relevant?
Is it mad to say that I don't actually even know?
Pedro played for Watford. Yeah, he scored the equaliser, but I don't know what the relevance of him is.
That shows how relevant he is. If I don't even know who the guy is, but
he's a good player. To be fair, scored a good goal against United.
Maybe I need to have maybe I need to have a little look on it. But on that note, guys, we are going to wrap it up there. I don't know if there's any football on tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow there is. Chelsea, Brighton, isn't there? Brighton, Chelsea, and there's another game as well.
Doing a watch on Chelsea, Brighton. Got to be done. The other game was Burnley, Watford, but that's been postponed. So yeah, we'll do a watch on to Brighton, Chelsea. Should be a cracker. And then on Wednesday, doing a watch on of Brentford United. And then Thursday, we're going to do a watch along of Arsenal Liverpool, Carabao Cup, providing it goes on. And then Friday night football this week is Watford Norwich. What a cracker!
Come on, lads.
Russ says João Pedro is decent now. I'm not going to be doing a watch on Friday night football because just a short thing of a Chelsea and a United show, but you know, and all of that. City equals 13 points ahead, champions again. They are. But on that go, we are going to wrap it up there. Please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. If you have managed to get through the end, put your comments if you agree with our team of the week, which will get posted on Twitter in a moment. But Gini, where can they find you, mate?
Just on Twitter, but other than that, that's it.
Do you want to say the Twitter handle?
Oh, yeah, Twitter is Genie in a bottle, I think.
Genie in a bottle. There
we go. It's either that or Go Genie's one of them.
Brilliant. I'm pretty sure it's still Genie in a bottle.
Yeah.
Russ says, catch you later, guys. Catch you in a bit. And Kenny, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me in hiding.
I mean, that works for me. On that note, guys, we'll be leaving you. Until next time, peace out.
Take care.